Tony Schiavone was in the ring, and here comes Plumber Moxley from the parking lot. And immediately Moxley takes the microphone, and Tony goes and stands in a corner like a child that's been chastened about his behavior. And if you'd see him in a camera shot when Moxley was talking, he wasn't even watching Moxley like 10 feet away from him. Like, wow, this is a champion talking. He's just sitting there looking down, contemplating why he's been sent to the corner. And why are they going to have an interviewer in the ring if the guy just takes the microphone and just blows him off, doesn't even speak to him, and he just goes and stands in the fucking corner?
Well, someone has to introduce him so he knows when to come through the crowd. He's waiting back there. If no one cues him, what's he going to do?
I thought at first Moxley was wearing a kilt, but then I found that on closer inspection, it was his extra flannel shirt that was tied around his waist under his leather jacket. It's Toronto and it's October. And now he decides to take off one of these 15 layers of clothing that he wears and tie it around him.
But again, you're standing in the back way. You're just pacing around waiting for some kind of sign that it's your time to walk through the crowd.
Yeah.
You start sweating. You take off your flannel shirt. You tie it around your waist so you don't lose it. Makes perfect sense.
I would have taken off the leather jacket. It seems to be excessive for indoors, especially in the summertime. But nevertheless.
You don't look as cool walking through a crowd in a flannel shirt.
I got news for you. I got news for you. They could fucking freeze Plumber Moxley in a goddamn ice floe and he wouldn't look cool. But
they're in the right country to do it.
This was a good promo about how tough it is to be the world champion and what he's got to go through. It was a good promo. I'll give him that. And I think he had a goddamn in here. So between him and MJF, it was two goddams and a shit somehow on the program so far. Even though they've been bleeping shit on both WWE and AEW programs.
He's still the champion. He got go fuck yourself on TV.
Yeah, well, but that was live. But I always thought goddamn was worse than shit. I don't know. We ought to have a list. See what's worse. But anyway, he did a good promo. And then he mentioned Hangnail Page's name and instantly the music and the entrance. And so, again, it was like, this is the setup part of this dramatic presentation where now the music plays and the other guy comes out. It's his cue. And when Page started talking, I was just wondering if he was going to go into business for himself with Moxley like he did with old Punk. Probably not, since... Moxley seems more amenable to playing with the children than chastising them for their unprofessional behavior. But anyway, here we go. MJF's in the skybox watching all this because he's got a title shot anytime he wants it. Page puts Moxley over as a great all-around guy and a friend to furry woodland creatures. But he's upset because it's his big chance. And he's pissed, Page is, that Moxley had called him a nice kid. Am I a kid to you? And basically Moxley said, yeah, I think you're a kid. Adam Page he said all the words here, but he has zilch in the way of promo charisma, where he doesn't make you think that it's him talking, he's reciting shit. He doesn't put inflection or emphasis into a lot of it. It's just his same blank stare and monotonic voice. Except when he flips out, as he does every once in a while, and as he did here. Remember before he had the nervous breakdown, we thought, when he was going into business for himself with Punk? Now he had a nervous breakdown and started screaming about all his friends disappearing, and he's depressed. And the medicine isn't working, but I'm still here because I'm a man. And to illustrate this point, he worked himself up into a frenzy, screaming, I'm a man, while he was punching himself in the face. Now, bear in mind, when Mick Foley as Mankind did that, because he was supposed to be a fucking psychopath, and he was believable in that part, and it was something that you would think that lunatic, that disfigured, maimed, masked weirdo would do. Well, yeah, that worked. But when it's this fucking butterfly jean wearing pisshead of what was it, empty-headed guy that's done nothing in the business, claiming to be a cowboy, that's standing there over and over screaming, "I'm a man," and punching himself in the face. As far as acting goes, Brian, this, I think, was a tour de farce performance.
Yeah, and I don't think you're doing it justice. I'm actually trying right now to find the audio of him screaming, "I'm a man," because it was one of the most ridiculous things. Even if you want to get into it and try to give him a chance here, as soon as he starts yelling, "I'm a man!" You want the fans? Is that what the fans are supposed to chant? "You are a man!"
After he flipped out and did that and punched himself in the face, and by the way, he got like a drop of blood out of it, but he gave himself a fucking swollen eyebrow. You could see it puffing up. Then he calmed back down and continued talking normally and told Moxley off and then walked out. I don't know what to think about this I mean, I guess if you already liked Adam Page, you thought, wow, boy, what a promo. But like most people, since they don't already like him, they thought, what the fuck is with this fucking guy? He acts like a nerd trying to be a cowboy. Do you have any audio at this point?
Yeah, hold on. I better go to this audio right now. Here's Adam Page in the ring with Moxley explaining who he is and what he is. Let's go to this.
I'm anxious. I'm depressed. The medicine is not working, but I am still here because I am a man. I am 31 years old. I'm a former World Tag Team Champion, a former World Champion. I've watched my family members be lowered into the ground, and I've brought new life into this world just like you have. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I've been choked till my face turns blue, and I've been beaten in that same face over and over, and I keep coming back because...
And now he's punching himself in the face. And the other problem, too, is all this is happening and the fans are popping for MJF. Sitting in the fucking skybox.
MJF is in the spotlight up there in the skybox laughing at all this. Oh, my God, I'm a husband. I'm a father. I contribute to charity.
We're seeing too much of that, too. How many guys, 2 guys this week, Bray Wyatt and him, do the promo now like, in the last couple years, I've buried people. It's happened to everyone. Malachi Black did it also in his thing. The last few years have been rough. We've put people in the ground. This is 3 different people in wrestling in the last 2 weeks that are talking about the same thing.
Well, we'll hold it. We'll get to Bray Wyatt when we talk about SmackDown. But yeah, so Page basically is blah or a maniac, one or the other. There's no in between. And that was that. And then we come.
Well, Moxley no-sold it too. That's important to say.
So Moxley's just standing there staring at him like he's goddamn lunatic. And that's the thing. If I'm Moxley, I'm going to go, besides drinking his bones and eating his blood or whatever, I'm going to go, geez, if the guy's willing to stand in front of me and beat his own self up so I don't have to, even better. Easier for me.
Moxley's like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah, by the time we have the match, his eye's going to be swollen up.
Maybe he'll break his own leg next.
Yeah, can you break your own leg for me? I'd like to grind it to make my bread.